Frenchmen call. I am fist to tame them. I am fist to claim it all. Hail to the king. Hail to the world.
Watson gets the win here at Williams Grove in the Pro Late Model.
Prevailed and takes home the checkers here at Knoxville Raceway.
Checker flag is out for Spangler as they come across the line here.
The 217 coming off of 4. It'll be hit.
Coming there on 3 and 4. Salas gets win number 2 of the night.
Randy Shreves from 19th to victory.
The corners 3 and 4 out here. It's going to be Watson for the win. It's going to be Shreves getting the win.
He sees the checkered flag win. Give it to William Watson.
Yo, 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 tune in, don't miss Shaggy TV, hit him with the twist. Gang on deck, let's pick up the pace. Remote in hand, it's a cartoon race. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Flip the channel, hit the screen. Velma's got the clues, keep it clean. Fred in the whip, Daphne looking mean. Shaggy on the snacks, munching every scene. Zoinks, got ghosts in the room. Monsters lurk, smell the cartoon fumes. Fog thicker than my uncle's perfume. Solve it quick, then straight to the tune. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Spooky vibes with the laugh on top. Masked villains, every case non-stop. Trapdoor falls, but the plan don't flop. Cue the laugh track, tick tock, tick tock.
We are live on the Coast2Coast Racing Network for a little Hometown Heroes presented to you by A&J Custom Creations. I'm lucky enough I got one of those trophies. Now, it was before maybe we had so much talent around here. But man, Andy Patton over there at A&J Custom, you want to talk about top quality product, man. You're looking for any trophies for your iRacing League. I'm not volunteering Andy to do it. Obviously you're gonna pay the man, and maybe he's too busy with the quality that he puts out, but you're looking for it. Look no further than that guy, Andy Patton. So we got a couple guys here, early. Well, I guess it's Christmas Eve, so a little early Merry Christmas to everybody. Because it looks like, maybe Patrick Spangler was hanging out, too, to see what kind of car count we had and jumped in real late. Got 2 more guys on the way, Mason Hine and Patrick Spangler. So, I think they maybe got the same idea I would have here. Let's come out here, maybe wife and kids a little busy right now. I can step aside, go try to win a race here. I mean, pretty good chance to do it. Not going to be a lot of guys here tonight. That being said, the few people that are tuned in, thank you for tuning in. I'll try to keep an eye on said chat box. Let me know who you're rooting for. We can mess around. We can do things a little different tonight with it being Christmas Eve. We can ride on board. We can do things that some people hate, some other people love. Experimenting with maybe restarting with a guy in the back, riding on board with your guy if it's the 89 of Mason Hine here. You're going to hear me too if, cards are too loud, I'm not loud enough. I'm telling you, Blake Chapman blew my voice out Monday night with that steal of a win. I still have not recovered, so we'll blame the kid there. And so I'm still I'm going to be required to give grace. at Christmas tomorrow for the family. I don't know how I got conned into it. Not that I'm complaining. I enjoy it. I do. Don't let anyone else know that, because I play off pretty hard that I don't enjoy it. But, it's nice being leaned on for that. But, man, I've been doing that since, I don't think, maybe 10 years old. And, what? How old am I now? 34? So, it's been a good 24 years. Is Patrick, did he pull back out there? Yeah, he did. I couldn't tell. I kind of veered to the inside, but then I noticed it's not 7 o'clock yet, so they're not going to rush these guys yet. We're not getting ready to go race anytime soon here. These limited late models are quiet, though, and I may have to turn up engine sounds a little bit. I never do the limited late models, and now that I do this, when we get to the other one, it's probably going to be a little different. I'll remember 66 there, but we're going to turn these up a little bit. There we go. Get a little bit of depth in there. Can't tell how that sounds to you guys, but definitely sounds a little better on my end. It's limited late models. Patrick's, I don't know what he mows the yard with, but it may sound similar, ain't doing any mowing here, Pennsylvania, in December. I don't know what you guys are doing, but it's got to drive somewhat similar to, what he's been driving all summer. Oh, and there you see, I just saw Randy chime in there in the box, and I'm telling you, that was not. I don't know Andy anything. I appreciate the fact that he's broadcasting this, but I'm kind of the fill-in. And I like to keep the reputation of, I don't care who the driver is. I don't really play the favorites. I call you out if you park it under caution because, like I say, it's happened to me, even in this league before, all sorts of stuff like that. And I don't kiss butt. And I've said what I said about Andy because I'm telling you, it truly is good stuff. I've seen some of the trophies he's put out. Like I said, I was lucky enough to win one. I won and even the one I won early was in the early days. That was just when it was a plaque, and it's still a great plaque. It's sitting you're actually right beside me right now on the windowsill. So definitely good stuff. And Andy he's been one of those guys, obviously, I said made it for me in the early days. Andy's been around a while, and it's nice seeing guys, who have been here so long still supporting it, hanging out. And, we really are kind of not always, I wouldn't say, a happy family. We definitely have our rifts between, us every now and then, but man, we are definitely a family, and I would say any real family, does have those kind of riffs, and it's just, it's one of those deals. You go racing with the same 30 guys, every single night. You're gonna have run-ins. Especially when we're all, similar speed. Nobody light years quicker than anybody, so it's really, kind of equals playing field and just gets everybody under that blanket. And when you're under that blanket with that even playing field, like I was saying, you're going to make contact with each other. It's just going to happen. So that's where, you'll hear me say sometimes, like especially B mains or nights like tonight in the heat races, everybody's going to race tonight. So you don't need to go out here, and make someone mad, paint the bullseye on yourself. That's not what you're going to want to do here. This is, if you win, you finish top 5, really. You probably won't want to use this as a drop week, but, everybody else that's not here, this is the drop week. So you're not, you shouldn't sweat over this. You should just try to, make sure on your best behavior while trying to pick up the most points you can, take advantage that you're on the racetrack and they're not. We may be waiting for a couple other people to join in. There might be a few guys on the way. I know not going to toot my horn, but I'm sure, you know, some people are like, oh, Shaggy's there Christmas Eve. Maybe we'll join in here quick. Try to get a couple more, and there you see. Or you don't see, I see. You'll see when he goes and puts a lap down, but we did just get another one, Chad Lackey. So we've got one Canadian, you know, is showing that maybe the Canadians care a little bit more about Christmas than the Americans. You know, we got 10 Americans going to race here tonight, only one Canadian. I don't know if there's any. Somebody in the chat box has to know, you know, are they doing like a maple syrup ritual tonight? Chad maybe just not invited. I don't know what they do up there. I do know Andy Patton yanking that 87 to the inside, and I don't know if they're having a talk or what's going on, but we'll sit here for a little bit till we see someone pull out. Or is Chad in this? Yeah, no. So Chad would be in his own room, so we wouldn't see Chad pull out. And there we go. They're rolling it over anyway, so we'll click back over to Group 1, and you know the drill. Whoever gets out there on the racetrack first, we'll watch them for lap number 1 as we get ready to go qualify here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Holy crap, I've never seen that many guys hop in the car at once. Patrick Spengler beat him out, but man, there was like 4 cars who they all jumped in at the same time. They all light up on my timing screen. Is Patrick going to bang down the outside here? He's set to start lap number 1. Patrick Spengler. Right to the outside on the entry of 3, but you can see kind of a little cushion there in the center of the racetrack. He goes up, almost clips the outside wall. Maybe did. No, lap time going to count, so he kept it out of the wall. 12.52 for the high side banger, Patrick Spengler. As Dean Reynolds comes around, he's P3 out of 5. And that 79 machine with a 12.59. Can he improve? Doesn't look like it. And Mason Hine doesn't need to improve because he's in the top of the charts in the 89 with a 12.40. Great lap for the 89. Let's see if we can find the general. He just got done. Last man out there on his final lap. Michael Vecchio in the 747 looking for a big improvement here. Final time across the line. Not going to get it. Going to stay. P11 is Randy Shreves. He finishes up there. Parks at P2. That's a pretty good late steal there for the 56. As I would assume here, well, we're doing 6 laps for the heat races. I would assume we're going to do 2, 6 and a 5. It may be 1 of 11, 1 with 11, but I would think 6 and a 5 here to be safe. See Tyler out there in the chat box. Tyler, I can't remember, man. I do it so often. You were talking about getting iRacing, or do you have iRacing already? I couldn't remember. As if you do have iRacing, I was curious what your iRating was, but no big deal. As we get ready here, we'll take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 1. Row 3 to the outside. Why does that say... Oh, it's not the 747 anymore. It's the 147 of Michael Vecchio to the inside. The 78 of Armando Melgoza. Row 2 to the outside. The 89 of Mason Hine to the inside. The 39 of the high side banger, Patrick Spengler. In row 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside. The 79 of Dean Reynolds. And starting on the pole, the 66 of Chad Lackey. Okay, so you do have iRacing. Well, man, you know, we got to, if that thing's under, what are we here, 3,500? Yeah, I think it's 3,500 iRating. Might be 3,000 iRating. We got to get you in here. You're always watching these things. As we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time, the green flag is high. She is set to fly. 6 laps to play. Heat race number 1 underway. Lackey storming down on the bottom. Dino trying to mount up the horses on the outside. He's got him rolling midway, but Lackey might have enough. Going to slide up, shut the door. Dino going to give him a little love tap. It's going to hurt the 79. Meanwhile, Patrick Spangler to the bottom. He got 1. He got 2. Looking for 1 more. The 39 on the move. The high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Well, Tyler, if that's your high rating, dude, you're perfect for here. I mean, you want to talk about a starter league, you should check out C2CRL.com. This is literally, I mean, most of us started down that low, and then you kind of get grandfathered in, because I'm a little closer to the high rating cap now. But Chad Lackey continues to lead the way, barrels into 3 and 4. He sees 2 fingers in the air. He's got 2 more trips around the sun here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Dean Reynolds, meanwhile, trying to hum the bottom here. The Grinch trying to get a couple spots back. What can he do? On the bottom, clips the inside tire there. Not enough to upset him, but man, it slowed down the run here. And Chad Lackey out front all by himself. He's got 1 more time here through 3 and 4. Chad Lackey starts first, going to finish there. He wins heat race number 1, followed by Mason Hine, Patrick Spangler, Dean Reynolds, Michael Vecchio, and Armando Melgoza. Yeah, I feel you, Tyler. I feel you. Trust me, I feel you. As we get ready to take a look here at the starting grid for heat race number 2, running out the field, the 41 of the librarian, Pat Boyce. Row 2 to the outside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. To the inside, the 122 of Brian Dickens. And row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 280 of Jeff Sharp. And starting on the pole, the 87 of the General, Andy Patton. Andy Patton, the man once again, your primary sponsor for both races tonight. So huge, we're doing 3. Adam does the other one, I should say. I meant the first 2 races, not both. So huge shout out to that man for coming on board and let me put this thing on tonight. Hopefully he gets rewarded here. Get himself in a good chance to, run podium tonight. I mean, winning heat race number 2, man, that's going to be half that battle right there. Obviously, he's still got some of the war left, but that would be a big win here if he could hold on to this heat race win as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The green flag's high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 2 is underway. Oh, the General goes down there, clips the tire, tightens up, but he's got a big enough run to hold on. Brian Dickens searching as well. What kind of run can he find as Jeff Sharp finally got the horses mounted here? He's rolling on the outside, pulling Randy Shreves along with him. The 56 throws. Randy getting nudged up the racetrack there by the 122. Rubbins Racing, you got fenders, gotta use them. Randy now, he may say, well, that's one of them. Hey, not a lot of guys here tonight. You painted the bullseye on your brother. I may have to get you back. We got a little bit left to play. 3 laps here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Into 3. Jeff Sharp as close as he's been here since the opening start. He kind of fell back and has since, he's pulled the dang near right on that rear bumper. He's got a lap and a half to do it. I don't know if it's enough time. Gonna need Andy Patton to make a mistake. Here's the white flag waves. Andy rolls the center. Jeff up on the outside trying to get a run. Can't do it. The 87 protects the bottom. Checkered flag waves. Give heat race number 2 to the General. Andy Patton, Sharp, Dick, and Shreves, and Boyce. Stick around. We'll be right back with your A-Main here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
Almost set to go play for 25 laps here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Let's get ready to take a look at your starting lineup here for your A&J Custom Creations Limited Late Models. Rounding out the field, the 78 of Armando Melgoza, row 5 to the outside, the 41 of the Librarian, Pat Boyce to the inside, the 147 of Michael Vecchio. Row 4 to the outside, the 56 of the Hot Wheel, Randy Shreves to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 3 to the outside, the 122 of Brian Dickens to the inside, the 39 of the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Row 2 to the outside, the 280 of Jeff Sharp to the inside, the 89 of Mason hit him with the Hine. In row 1 for your A&J Custom Creations Limited Late Models, A main to the outside, the driver of the A&J Custom Creations, number 87, the General, Andy Patton, and starting on the pole, coming all the way from Canada to spoil Christmas for these Americans, the 66 of Chad Lackey. We'll roll around here one more time before we get set to drop the hammer here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Let me know who you got. I don't know who I'm going to take, man. You know, Dino's away back there, but I got a feeling, you know, he's got the Grinch on there. He's going to try to steal something. Let's see what he's got as the green flag is high. It is time to watch the dirt fly as we get ready to go play at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Chad Lackey with a great jump there on the bottom. The General trying to get it rolling on the outside. He had a rough start there. He's got Patrick Spangler also looking on the inside, trying to make it 3 wide. Couldn't do it. Mason Hine still working, though, not giving up there. He shoveled up to the center. As you look to his outside, who we got? Jeff Sharp there rolling in the 280 machine. Jeff Sharp trying to move and groove here early. Put the 280 into the podium as we head into turn 3, but a little contact may ruffle the feathers there of Jeff. Able to get a big run, though. Shuts the door. It's his as we cross the line. Meanwhile, we're 3 wide behind Patrick Spangler. He clips the inside tires, and there goes the Grinch. Dino got the Grinch on the hood here. He's going to see what he can do here. You know, he can't be afraid to ruffle feathers with a paint job like that, and we'll see what Dino does here. As I just realized I do not have my good cameras here for the late models because I didn't load them up. Dag nabbit. Oh, man, we already went through warm-ups, so too late, but I won't get the good on-board cameras that I like. But Chad Lackey out front all by himself, almost 1 second up the road, man. The odds were not looking good for Canada, but they are right now. I'll tell you, when we started this thing, I mean, you just do sheer math. 1 out of 11, that ain't, you know, very good odds. And boy, oh boy, Chad Lackey looking to defy those odds. He is on a mission, rolling that middle bottom, then goes to the outside through 3 and 4. Meanwhile, you see Andy just kind of committing to the outside. You see Chad rolls to the bottom one more time in 1 and 2. You can see maybe clips that tire there, pushes up the racetrack, and oh, Chad Lackey. Oh, he brings out the first caution, broke the right front there, must have really entered early there to clip the bottom. Let's see what it's going to look like here. I mean, I hate to rub it in on him, but it probably ain't going to look too good. Never want to be involved in that solo spin, and especially when, you know, you're kind of being aggressive, you're digging a little bit, and that's what it was. He jumped up over that and couldn't tell if it does indeed break the right front. Maybe we'll get a better view here. Do I have the pit lane? Nope, can't tell from there. It's a little too far over. See when he rolls this thing. Because he may have just, played nice guy and went up to the outside, but no, that right front. Yeah, that thing's just hanging there. Can't tell the best from that. Well, there you could. It was starting to roll funky. And, man, that is a tough break. Chad Lackey. I maybe gave him the commentator's curse there. Tough break for the Canadian. Got to come from the back now as the green flag is high. The 87's going to make some dirt fly. We are back underway. Randy Shreve's going to rope it in the middle. 3 wide. The 56. I call him Hot Wheels, man. Let's see what he can do. He is hot right now. Randy Shreve's looking to force his way up there. Can't do it. They beat, they bang, they touch. They're all over each other going down the backstretch. Jeff Sharp. Oh, he gives him a little rub there. He goes into the outside. Here comes the Grinch. Dino able to steal 2 spots. There is the caution flag going to wave. Oh boy, caution flag going to wave. And we kind of, that started a little bit back. So now obviously, if you're Jeff here, you want to stay pinned, but probably knew that was coming. And at the end of the day, you give him a little shot to say, hey, why are you parking it on me? But you can see it normally, 7 out of 10 times it's going to cost you. And that's exactly what it does. Ropes him up in that outside wall, breaks the right front. He's got to park it. And caution flag going to wave, but, here comes the Grinch. Started 7th up to 4th, but, the one, I talked about, Randy, that's the one really being slept on by me, though. He's the big mover. He's going to be up 5 spots, unless Dino has that spot on him. Or no, Dino just preparing to get on the outside. That's all that was. So, yeah, Randy Shreve's in P3 up 5 spots. This is A&J Custom Creations, number 87, set to drop the hammer. He's going to make the dirt fly as the green flag waves. We're back underway. Andy right down to the bottom. Old Faithful through 1 and 2. You got to let it get wound up before you go up here and tippy toe. Now he does. Going to go up there, dance with the devil. Meanwhile, we're 2-3 wide. Here comes the Grinch. Randy Shreve's going to park it up there. Dino going to give him the shot now. And I'm telling you, I know, all's fair. Love it, Warrior. Battle for the lead. Patrick Spangler. Oh, man. Andy Patton has one mistake there through the center of 3 and 4 in the high side banger. Puts the 39 up in the top spot here, but Randy Shreve, he ain't done it. I'm telling you, that 79, he is going to be a missile. And, man, I'm telling you, there's a tracking device inside of the rear end of that 56 here. We will have to see if they can link up here. Dino trying to steal a little more than just Christmas, trying to get himself a checkered flag at Lima Land, but he's got to get through Randy to get up there and dance with the 39. Patrick Spangler, 8 laps to go. Patrick just tippy-toeing on the outside. Man, he is quick, and you got to think this limited late model, the way he wheels a sprint car, I just don't really see a mistake coming out of that 39, and we are getting into that territory where you see everybody on the outside. Everybody wants to run up there, and well, that means, you want to get by somebody. You may have to use that chrome horn a little bit, or not really much chrome on these, just more of a little bit of sheet metal. You might have to bend it up a little bit to get a spot, and that may be the time that Randy and Dino, they're thinking about it here. I know Mason, he's definitely thinking about it. He's so desperate, he's going to the bottom trying to make it work. We know that's not going to work. Chad Lackey trying to get himself back inside the top 4. Remember, he was your leader. Clipped the inside tire there and kind of broke that right front, but we're running out of time, man. This place is a little go-kart track, and we've got 3 laps to go. This time by is the high side banger. Still out front, but the lead has diminished. Randy Shreve's right there on the tail tank. What does the 56 decide to do here? 2 laps to play. Who is going to bring this one home? Patrick Spangler out front, but can he hold on? I just don't know. Stays to the outside as we're set to get the white flag. We've got 1 trip around. Patrick Spangler started this thing fifth. Moved and grooved pretty silently there. Made up spots when we had Rex in front of him, and he was quick enough to make the move for the lead. He holds on. He takes home the checkers here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Randy Shreves, P2, Mr. Hot Wheels, and Dean Reynolds rounding out the podium. The Grinch thought he was going to be able to steal a couple more spots there, but at the end of the day, you know, couldn't steal Christmas. Couldn't steal couldn't steal the win, but maybe able to steal Christmas tomorrow, I should say. Have to see. There's only one caution flag, too, there, I believe. Or no, two caution flags. Still pretty damn good race out of those guys. You can't ask for much more than that. Well, we'll see if we can talk to the Grinch here. There's Dino down there probably talking to Patrick here. Give him 5 or 10 more seconds. I hate pulling people up right when they come in there. You know, you got to let them get the chat out a little bit. All right, we'll see. Maybe we let him get the... There we go. I did let him get the talk out. It was close, though. Dino, man, you're riding around with... Oh, you're riding around with the Grinch tonight, man. You were quick, too, but it just seemed like, by the time you had got up to third, everybody else had figured out, how quick that top was, and just seemed like you kind of turned into one lane, and we know it's kind of tough to, get around somebody in these limited late models without those guys making a mistake. And, man, those two in front of you, they aren't going to make many of those. So talk to us about those final couple laps.
Yeah, I was just talking to Patrick. It was all about where you restarted. If you restarted on the bottom, you're literally going to have to just try to find your way to get to the top. And, I luckily on that last restart, I started in fourth. I got up into second there or was going to get second. And Randy made it a little tight on me coming out of four. And I'm like, yay! So I had to let off or else I was going to take both of us out there. And then I got some front end damage on that. But the car still felt good. And I was right on them. And actually, I was going to see if I was going to stay on them right to the end. I was going to do a dive bomb in the low in 3 and 4 to see if I could maybe get second or something like that. I wouldn't be able to do a 2-for-1 because these cars don't have enough power. But I got the backstretch wall, and then I had wheel damage, and then I was done. So I was just hanging on for third at the end. But still, it was fun. Yeah, but Limaland's tough on these cars. These cars are long and wide, and this is a tight track. So when you're in the corners, you're really sideways, and it's tough to pass. So, but that's part of the deal. That's what's good about dirt track racing, and you adapt to the track you get.
Yeah, and speaking of adapting, you're kind of just running around. I don't know if you saw how big of a lead Chad had, but man, when he clipped that inside tire there and kind of slid up across the racetrack, what are you guys thinking? That could have been pretty bad. He did a good job of, getting out of the way of everybody.
Well, the first thing we were saying is, thank God he hit the inside tire to give us all a chance. And then we're saying, oh, shit, he's going across the track. So there was two emotions going on at once. And I hit the mic as quick as I can to let people know that he was on the high side coming at it, too, because, these tail ends wag out real far, and you run the top and two, you can still maybe clip them coming around. So hopefully everyone did get through. And, it's unfortunate. You don't want to see, somebody lose a race like that. And you know how good Chad's been lately, and there's another league that I run on Tuesday, and he's leading the points there, and he's turning into another Isaac Morano, Bachman. Those Canadian guys are all really good, Barber, Billings, Banks, but Chad just has seemed to find something that we all wish we had, and that's talent.
Oh, amen, brother. You let me know when you find that. I'd like some of it too. But Dino, congratulations, man. Start off the night with a P3 here. A couple more races to go. So hopefully I'm talking to you again. But you got anybody you want to thank before you get out of here?
First, we got to thank you, for coming in and subbing for Adam. Adam's got some family obligations, and thanks to the 11 competitors that came out. I know it's tough on the Christmas Eve, but, Coast to Coast never shuts down, and we usually race on almost every holiday, but Christmas and New Year's Eve, we'll take those off. But thanks to everyone that came on out. Thanks to Andy Patton, for AJ Custom Creations. If it was for Andy, he wanted to limit the late models after we did a trial, so thank him for bringing them in, and he said if we bring them in, I'll sponsor them in the sprint cars. And so we'd like to thank him for doing that, and that's why we're broadcasting with the limited late models and the sprints. We got to thank Adam Flieger for picking up the sponsorship for the midgets, so the midgets can get televised. So we got to thank all those guys. Thanks everyone in Coast to Coast. All behind the scenes. A lot of transition in the last year or so, especially after the unfortunate passing of Bill. And we're all thinking of Bill. We're all racing for Bill, but the club's going to keep going. We're at 120 members right now. We're bringing more new people in, and I think we're going to be a strong club here for time to go. So we got to thank Coast to Coast, and thanks to everybody that's watching. And we'll go strap on the sprint car and then see what we can do.
Well, hey, congratulations, Dino. Good luck, brother. Give him hell in the next one.
All right, man. Take care.
Dean Reynolds bringing home P2, and now we're going to bring up Mr. Hot Wheels here, Randy Shreves. Man, Randy, I want to say the last, up until, we got 2 to go, I want to say, about lap 7 through 2, man. Dude, you're reeling him in. I thought you were going to get him, and then I couldn't tell what happened. Was there a little mistake there with 2 to go? It just looked like he pulled away from you just a little bit to where, you couldn't throw that move. But, man, you were making it interesting for a while, dude. This thing looked fast tonight.
Yeah, I was just, trying to run a groove lower than Patrick there, trying to catch him. And, he's always tough to catch, and no matter what he's in. But, I was trying that little bit lower groove, and then I realized I was catching him, and then I don't know, I just tried something different, and in 1 and 2 there I tried to go lower, and it kind of bogged my car down a lot, and then he just kind of got away with 2 to go, and then I just knew after that I wasn't catching him. I just definitely made a mistake there, and hopefully I'll do better next time.
Yeah, and not to be so hard on yourself here, and Dino, he mentioned it without mentioning it, just kind of hinted at it. Obviously, it is Christmas Eve. We only get 11 guys here, so you think, how this track can get, normally we'd be around heat race time. I want to say like heat race 4 or so, and it can get a little one line. So, does that make it, that much tougher on you, when you reel him in and you got to kind of go fishing somewhere else? Because, we all know you can't pass him where he's at. You got to try something different. And on a racetrack like this, without a lot of guys, you think that added to the difficulty?
Yeah, it definitely added a little bit, because normally, like you said, it's normally up there at the top here at this track, and I don't know, it kind of seemed to be middle dominant there for a while, and I think that last couple laps, so it was kind of up there at the top, and I think Patrick just knew that and just kept running his line, and he did a great job, and I probably should have just kept following him and maybe tried my move a little later, but things happen, and it's just racing. It's always fun. It was definitely a fun race with me, Pat, and Dino there, and coming up through the field, and it was pretty fun.
No, yeah, and you got to think too, man. I mentioned that 11-car field. A lot of guys going to be using this as a drop week, and considering you can write it off with a P2, that's pretty damn good job there, Randy. And man, you're going to be a real points contender this year. I'm rooting for you. Congrats on the big P2. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank everybody at Coast to Coast, Andy over at A&J Custom Creations, you for the broadcast, man, and want to thank my son Dylan Shreves for painting my cars, my buddy Mike McCoy for watching, and my boss Jeff Spann and his wife, and everybody for watching.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Randy. Good luck here in the sprints, brother. I'll be rooting for you.
Thanks, Shaggy.
Randy Shreves bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the man of the hour here, the 39. Patrick, I should have known better. I should have picked you. These limited late models. You think we can compare them a little bit to, the 305, and you're pretty damn good in those. So, man, once you got to the outside, this was yours, but talk to us about it.
Yeah, I just started running the limits again. I was only doing Lernerville, but then I have really been second on Monday, so I'm trying to get better. So trying to get more laps. But I noticed that this track, like if you tried anything but the top, the motor bogged down. So it's all. I thought if we didn't get that caution, it was all going to be just a train fest because I know Randy and Jeff were going at it there for a second, but I mean, as soon as you throw any type of slider, you're just parking on somebody. So the only passing you're getting there is on those restarts. So I knew once I got to the lead, I just had to stay out of the wall, and I probably would have had no challengers there. So just got lucky on where I was restarting it and missing that wreck.
I think you did a good job of kind of explaining that way better than me. I've tried to a couple times, but man, the way you worded that, these cars are so momentum based, Patrick. Do you think that's kind of why, well, obviously you're past for the lead. I mean, let's call it what it is. It's aggressive, but you have to. And is it because of that, hey, if I lift here and I don't shoot it 3 wide, I lose this momentum and, who knows when I'm going to get it back again? Is this kind of a car where when it's there, you got to take it?
Yeah, if you want to pass, you have to take those. Like that one with Andy, like if I let him wind up another lap, I don't get that chance at that slider. So you got to get right after the restart, and because I knew he lost some momentum starting on the bottom, and I would get the momentum coming out too. So I got to capitalize on that because otherwise you're just going to play follow leader. Some other tracks, like when we raced Lernerville and probably Lucas Oil coming up, is a little bit bigger and maybe the gearing's going to be better, but the gearing just bogs the motor down way too much in these.
Well, hey, man, that's that important knowledge, and, man, you can see it. You kind of set yourself apart out there no matter what car we're in. You always got that feel for it, Patrick. It's a lot of fun watching you rip that high side. Congratulations on the big win. Got anybody you want to thank, my man?
Just you for the awesome broadcast and everything you do for the league. Jack, Jeff, and Dean for running the league and keeping this thing chugging along with no hiccups, and just for all the guys coming out, and for Christmas story I read between the heat race and the feature. I only made it into hit register by 10 seconds, so good thing that thing was another page longer.
Well, hey, man, that being said, I know you got the family. Not sure if we'll see you out here again, but if I don't, Merry Christmas, Patrick, and man, I know you're the first to thank everybody. You do a lot of BS that you don't ask for a thank you for, doing codes every now, or, all the time. I mean, you do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. So thanks, Patrick. And, man, I hope you have a great Christmas with the family.
Thanks. I'll see it there for 360s.
Okay, we'll be talking to him again. Erase everything I said. We'll talk to him again.
I don't know about that. I've seen the sprint car this season so far, but yeah, we'll see.
Well, 11 car field. I'd almost put my my house payment on it, but we'll see. We'll see. Don't make me default here. Go get him, brother.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
Patrick Spangler, he heard it. He's going to go run again. I don't care who's in the race. He's my pick to win, and, we'll see what happens. But we're going to step away here for a minute or two on the Coast2Coast Racing Network, and we'll be right back with your 360 sprint cars next.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get. Tonight we'll be talking about it.
We are back live on the Coast2Coast Racing Network, where now my logo won't show up on your side. But oh man, SDK, boy, oh boy, you guys just charged me a couple days ago. I should complain. Man, changing around my grids on me. All sorts of stuff. At least offer me the unupdate. How do I go back to the old model? I can still use all my codes. Everything will look okay, and I won't want to scream. Well, we are here for your A&J Custom Creations 360 fixed sprint cars here. 11 guys once again. Not the same 11, though. Not the same 11. I've got a... That's going to bug me if every time I look over, it's just a black hole at the top of that leaderboard. Gonna have to see if I can... Nope. Oh, there we go. Thank gosh. Well, that shouldn't bug me, but it does. I don't know why. It just does. Probably some, OCD thing. Some crazy guy thing. I made that bold proclamation about Patrick Spangler winning. I may want to take that back already. I didn't know Joseph Grandy was going to be sitting in here. He could have gave me a freaking warning in the chat. I know he looked. Possibly listening now. So, you know what? Screw you, Grandy, for making me look like that. Because I would have probably picked that 5:18. Fixed setup race. Getting this kind of track time. What are you doing to me? Trying to make me look bad. Look. Even made it look all cool. Hang on, we got to click on right there. That's the Shaggy TV logo right there. Look at that. We almost would have picked it just for that reason. Should be getting ready to go here before too long. I would imagine, 5 or so more minutes. Maybe they were waiting until quarter of, but we'll just, kind of hang out, trill around. See what's going on. Maybe somebody talks to me out there in the chat box. Tyler was there a while ago. I'm looking at it right now. I got nothing better to do. We could BS. I could ask what's something you got to eat tomorrow? I said it in Thanksgiving, and I'm going to cheat. It's my Christmas one, too. My wife's taking it over now, and they've gotten, she used to suck at it pretty bad. She's been making pretty good salmon cakes lately. here, and that is my holiday jam. Something I have to eat in the holidays. I cannot go without salmon cakes, or it is just like, like what happened. I feel naked almost, and you don't want to see. You don't want me to feel that way. You don't want to see it, let alone want me to feel that way. So, $100,000 in Klimowicz Jr. in a race to get the first lap. Oh, nope. Klimowicz turned right. Never mind. He said, Joe, I can hear you. You're ahead. You can have it. And Grandy, first to go around here for lap number 1, the 5:18. Loses the rear end a little bit, coming off of 2. Looks smooth, though, off of 4, the 5:18. Purple. Give him quick time in a 10.86, $100,000 rocketing around this place. Grandy, purple again. He improves a 10.858, $100,000. He goes even quicker that time around. Randy Shreve stays P2. Dino parks at P8. He may have just nailed the invert. Not too sure if that's what he's going for, but man, if he's playing that game, he almost played it perfectly. Patrick Spangler, 6th. Jack Clevenger says, Dino, you can't play those games here, brother. I jumped up to P5. That puts Dino P9, and that is not where you want to be. I can't tell you how many times. Naturally, in this league, I'm not good enough to shop for the invert. In fact, sometimes I accidentally, I'll toot my own horn, and I think guys in Coast to Coast would agree. And this isn't a good thing, I guess, to say about yourself, but I'm a good qualifier. I can go out here and pretty much qualify in almost any car and be semi-competitive, but I got that lead foot. I have a tough time when the track slicks off, and then normally I figure it out when I get behind someone good, when they're lapping me. But it's just not, it's a tough thing that I kind of don't have that feel naturally by myself, but I'm always good in qualifying. So sometimes I'll go out here and nab the pole. And that sucks too. Go out here, because when you get the pole, you end up, starting 4th. It is what it is. I get it. I understand why we do it. And I've been a member in here for a long time, but sometimes it is kind of like, oh, darn, I didn't mean to get the pole. Why did I do that? But go ahead, take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 1. Row 3 to the outside, the 147 of Michael Vecchio, to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 2 to the outside, the 5:18, your quick time of $100,000. Joseph Grandy to the inside, the 89 of Mason Hine. And row 1 for heat race number 1 for your A&J Custom Creations. 360 sprint cars to the outside, the 078 of Jack Clevenger. And starting on the pole, the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. And you know what? I know Grandy got quick time, but I didn't go back. I mean, maybe I do stick with my gut here because Patrick nailed the invert. I don't know. I got time to decide. I don't have to do it till the feature goes. But the green flag is high. It is time to watch the dirt fly. Heat race number 1 is underway. Patrick Spangler trying to do it on the bottom here, but he may want to get to the outside. Can't. Jack Clevenger takes the lead. He's rope-a-doping here on the outside. Absolutely walking, bouncing those feet. Meanwhile, $100,000 says, Patrick, you want to go up top? I'll go to the bottom here. The 5:18 moves himself up to P2 for the moment. Can he slot in line? He does. $100,000. Oh boy, he sees that right rear Spangler. Oh, it is getting good here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. We're halfway through to play. Jack Clevenger loving all the drama behind him, but he's going to be sad to hear Grandy's let loose here, and the dog is off the leash. Get $100,000. Bark his way to the front. We've got one more trip around. White flag waves. Clevenger started P2, got the lead there fairly early and never looked back. Tight ropes the outside. Final time off of 4. He takes the checkered flag. He wins heat race number 1, followed by 100 grand. Spangler, Reynolds, Hine, and Vecchio. As we get ready to take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 2, 5 cars set to take the grid. Rounding out the field, the 280 of Jeff Sharp. Row 2 to the outside, the 56 of Randy Shreves. To the inside, the 034 of John Klimowicz Jr. Row 1 for heat race number 2 to the outside, the 66 of Chad Lackey. And starting on the pole, the 55 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. You know, I used to be the hometown hero guy. Obviously, most of you hardcore should know that. But that's where the name came from. You know, there was a span there where Brian Moore Sr., it was podium after podium. And I mean, he earned that Mr. Wednesday Night nickname. I don't know how it's been for him this season, but I imagine he's going to be tough tonight. As the green flag is high, we're going to watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 2 is underway. 3 wide right away there for second. Boy, Hot Wheels in the middle. 3 wide, Randy Shreves. Oh, flexing the muscles here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. He takes the lead early, the 56. Boy, oh boy, the smoking gun out front. Look at that Logan Schuchart paint job there from Chad Lackey. I'll tell you what, Chad may be Canadian, but Logan Schuchart, a local Hanover boy. I'm about 10 minutes away from the Shark Racing race shop. Love seeing that 1S out there, but man, he just lost the spot to Brian Moore Sr. Thought he was going to be able to walk the outside, get around him, couldn't do it. And we may have a little battle here behind as well. Jeff Sharp starting to feel some pressure here from JKJ, the Stars and Bars on Klimowicz Jr. Starting to flap in the breeze here. He's got a big run. Does he look to the inside? Can't do it. But the white flags are waving for this man, who's rolling off a 4 for the final time. Randy Shreves wins heat race number 2, followed by Brian Moore Sr., Chad Lackey, Jeff Sharp, and John Klimowicz Jr. Stick around. We'll be right back on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
almost time to go play here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Let's get ready to take a look at your A&J Custom Creations 360 Sprint Car starting lineup. "11 cars set to take the grid, rounding out the field. The 147 of Michael Vecchio. Row 5 to the top shelf, the 034 of JKJ John Klimowicz Jr. To the inside, the 89 of Mason hit him with the high. Row 4 to the outside, the 280 of Jeff Sharp. To the inside, the 79 of Dino Dean Reynolds. Row 3 to the outside, the 66 of Chad Lackey. To the inside, the 39 of the high side banger, Patrick Spangler. Row 2 to the outside, the 55 of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. To the inside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Row 1 for your A&J Custom Creations 360 Sprint Car A main to the outside, the Hot Wheels machine of the 56, Randy Shreves, and starting on the pole, the 078 of Jack Clevenger as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The green flag is high. It's time to watch the dirt fly. We got 25 laps to play. We are underway. Oh, Randy Shreves gets a big run on the outside. Battle for the lead here early. Hot Wheels looking to take the lead, 100 grand. Looking to take his money on the inside. Grandy, can he do it here? Battle for second. He's able to slot in line. Jack Clevenger says, wait, not just yet. Gets a big run on the top shelf. Goes hunting, but Grandy's hunting for the lead. 100 grand to the point. Joseph Grandy not going to look back, man. He's just got to keep this thing smooth. Hot Wheels got to try to get away from these two. The high side banger doing it on the bottom. Patrick Spangler got to work the inside. Now he works up to the outside, able to finally get the lid off here. Gets to the outside. That's why we call him the high side banger. He's going to bang it down. Meanwhile, Dino trying to move the concrete a little bit. Right front tire didn't like it. He's going to have to bring out a caution. You could see it was rattling. Would not turn. No caution flag yet. We do now get the caution flag. That needed to happen there. You could see, well, that's the end of it there. That's Dino probably at this point, he didn't know the right front was broken. So he jumps up. Okay, so that was the original spot. Never mind. I thought that was how hard he hit the wall. I kind of just heard it. No, this was definitely where it kicked off. Let's go up top. So it looks like Brian Moore Sr. coming up the racetrack a little bit. And then, there's net code. I mean, it was close. There wasn't much room. You can see Brian, he's still coming up. I mean, Dino would have been up in the cookies there if he was going to make it work. Going to get shoved up the hill there. And Dino then maybe thinks the right front's working, but you can see it rattling up and down. He just barrels in, clips the outside wall, and that brings out the first caution. And as you can see, cautions go by quick here. Lights already out at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. We get ready to drop the hammer. Here's the 518. Looking to spray some clay. We are back underway. Randy Shreves, he sees the 39 through a slide job. Patrick Spangler up to P2, the high side banger. He has got that 39 machine ticking here. And, I never made my pick to win, but the two guys I talked about running 1-2. Oh, maybe not for long. Randy Shreves makes a little contact with Spangler. Dino looking to stay out of it. He doesn't have a quick repair left. Somehow we stay green. And the 89. Look at that. Mason Hahn got Shaggy TV on the roof of that thing. Hell yeah, Mason. He's up to P2. Let's see what the 89 can do. Can he go hunting for $100,000? Jack Clevenger in the outside wall again. Here comes Hot Wheels. Randy Shreves back onto the podium, able to move himself by the 078 of Clevenger. But boy, Clevenger, he gets a big run. Going to dive it back to the bottom. Going to throw a slide job. Here we go. Do-si-do. Oh, Jack Clevenger working it. Leaves him a lane. Randy Shreves holds on. The Hot Wheels machine, man, got to be defensive here. He's trying to, just hunker down, roll that middle. It seems like, it was the outside early on, but now Grandy, he rolls middle bottom. So does Mason Hine. I mean, that's where we've seen Mason roll the whole time, but back half of the field was starting to do it as well. But now Jack Clevenger says, okay, I'll prove you wrong. I'm going to go right back to the outside. He put on the dancing shoes here. But, man, that's a lot of speed to be carrying around this bull ring. Jack Clevenger, can he handle it? Gets in the back of the 56. Thought about throwing the slide job. Couldn't. Randy going to go around. Oh, boy. Caution flag going to wave. Hot Wheels to the inside after some contact. And couldn't tell if he was already kind of losing it. So you can see, bounced it off the wall and then, cut down. So that's a tough break. Randy's probably going to be upset, but that is really a racing deal. I mean, it looked like he almost had it gathered up there in the center. Couldn't tell what kind of, locked it up there, if he goosed it up or if he punched the brakes, maybe thinking he was going to clip the inside tire. But either way, definitely just hard racing. I mean, Randy clips that front stretch wall and then, you're going to lose a little bit of speed when you do that. Come back down the racetrack. It's just tough break. I mean, nothing Randy's doing on purpose there. He's not trying to block. He is trying to save that race car. And, I mean, you say the same thing there behind. It's not like, you don't gain anything from tagging somebody with your right front in the sprint car. In fact, you're going to hurt yourself. So, not the goal, not what you're trying to do here is $100,000. He's trying to take a checkered flag here on Christmas Eve. We're back underway. 9 laps to play. Ooh, Clevenger trying to tippy-toe right back on the outside. I told you, I mean, he put on the dancing shoes. But, man, what's left up there? Not a lot of floor, but, man, the little bit that is. 78 finding it. He is humming. Boy, oh, boy, I can hear him. Oh, man. Jack Clevenger to P2. Oh, no. Jack rides the wall. Oh, he loses P2 quicker than he got it. And, man, with 6 laps to go, he's got to be dang near perfect if he wants to go up here and get a couple more. Meanwhile, Patrick Spangler doing the same thing, trying to tippy-toe on the outside, but he has no time. 5 laps to go this time by Patrick Spangler in 7. Mason Hine on the bottom. Jack Clevenger back out to the outside. We've seen this before. Can Clevenger hold on this time? That's going to be the question. Tight, roping it on the outside. Oh, yellow flag waves. The high side banger goes around. See if we can. Oh, there we go. He's in the wall. We have another deep. Oh, no. Maybe it was okay. Was going to try to go, but by that point, okay, the right front's broke. You can see, just dangling there. Oh, Patrick! Oh, and the caution flag waves. That was a close one. Tell you, sick and tired of these caution flags. This man, $100,000, he just wants this thing to be done and over with, man. I mean, that's just, it says it all. I mean, he is sensational, And this situation, sensational for us, maybe not for him. This isn't where he wants to be. I can tell you that. It's not at all. He doesn't want to, have us lined up here for what I believe will be a green-white checkered, maybe 3 to go. SDK, until they update this, I'm allowed to say they suck, so we don't really know until we get the green flag. The green flag waves. We are back underway. What a jump there for Grandy. 3 laps to go. And man, oh man, we may have a battle for third, But I don't know if Clevenger's going to be able to get there. And then as soon as I say that, wow, oh my gosh. Clevenger, where is the bottle of nitrous in that 78, man? He is reeling him in absolutely on the rails, but does he have time? 1 lap to go as the white flag waves. 100 grand, playing it safe, rolling the middle. Oh, dancing with the devil is Jack Clevenger, and he almost went up and touched the wall. That's going to give it to Grandy as he takes the checkered flag for your A&J Custom Creations 360 Sprint Cars here at the Limaland Motorsports Park. Jack Clevenger, P2 in the hard charger in the 89. Mason Hine rounding out the podium. And I'll tell you, Mason, oh, never mind. I thought he pulled off early there. I was going to say, so it's cargo green, but no, he's roping it down. I was going to say, Mason, man, you got to get in that podium shot. I thought I saw him disappear. Thought maybe he was speechless there for a second. Hell of a run for Mason Hine on a racetrack that, you know, seems like you could run the bottom or top, but man, with all the traffic in front of you, not easy to do, and Mason made it work. We'll see here. I think this was the longer green flag run here, but we'll see if we can get a word with that driver of the 89. And he is waiting on me, so let's go ahead. Let's pull him up here. Mason. Shaggy in the booth, brother. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Dude, it's going pretty good for me. I mean, Christmas Eve, but it can't be as good as it is for you. I mean, this thing up 6 spots in a fixed setup race. I mean, what was the trick, brother? This thing looked like a rocket here, especially late.
Well, you know, I was watching people practice and trying different lines, and I think I just made it up in my mind I was going to try to make the bottom work and kind of babied around there. It looked pretty tacky. So that's kind of where I put it, and everyone was kind of going middle of the high side and just kind of put it around there, and then couldn't catch Clevenger and Grandy, so tried to go up top and see what happened. I just didn't feel good, but I knew that that's where everyone was going to go, and seemed like that's where the track kind of ended up going to late.
I'm sorry, I'm speechless. I just noticed on your front wing. Mason, where are you from?
I live in Cumberland, Maryland, but I grew up in Shrewsbury, PA, so I'm a big Pennsylvania Posse guy.
There we go. The Glenville Station Pub and Grub. I was like, no way. How did I not notice that before? Okay, so all right.
I Lincoln, grew up going to Lincoln, and
hell yeah,
we go every year to all the tracks, man. You can't get any better than PA racing.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to. I go to Lincoln almost, not every Saturday, you know, but I try to get down there. I don't go to the Grove as much. I'm not a big fan of Williams Grove. It's teach their own. But, yeah, I'm going to have to meet up with you one of these times. That's awesome, man. But, well, anyways, back to this thing. We were talking about you kind of running the bottom there, and then I rudely cut you off. But, do you think that led to you having a lot more grip there at the end? You think that was the difference? Because, I mean, really, I'd mentioned that. I mean, at the halfway point, you were the only guy consistently rolling that bottom.
Yeah, I mean, didn't look like it got slick, so I probably could have kept running it. I was messing with my wing forward and back. I put it back a couple notches there after the first caution and just didn't seem as good. So, I bumped it up a tick and then it seemed better. But then, like I said, it just, I don't know, I couldn't catch Grandy, and then I saw Clevenger up behind me. He was, using that middle to top line, and he was gaining on me. So I was either missing my marks or the bottom was going away. So once he passed me, I decided just to kind of go middle to high side and just kind of give it up for the last couple laps.
Well, nothing wrong with playing it safe and, securing that podium. And Mason, sometimes that's a smart thing, and it's exactly what you did. Lockdown P3 at the end. Congratulations on a great run, man. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I just thank my wife and kids. Thank you for putting this on. I don't know if you saw, I got your little car logo.
It's not
on my
little.
wing, rocking it, But yeah, I mean, it just, I'm not really, I don't podium very much. So I don't even know who the sponsor is for this race, but whoever that
A&J Custom Creations.
There you go, A&J Custom Creations. I appreciate you guys doing this for us, and hopefully get to the midget race, and hopefully get to hit you up and meet you up at Lincoln sometime.
Yeah, man, sounds like a plan. If you ever up in the area, like I'm in Gettysburg, so dude, I'm 15 minutes, right up Route 30. I don't mind. I actually live on Route 30 on the other end of Gettysburg, so I drive straight the whole way there. So I would definitely meet you there. But congratulations on a P3, man. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Thanks, my man. Have a good one. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Man, I'm looking forward to that. I done a couple meetups, and man, that'd be cool to meet up with Mason, especially at a local track here. But I had mentioned Mason was kind of quick there, but this guy, Jack, we both know how quick you were at the end, man. It just you kind of ran out of time, I think. Maybe in another world you can throw a big Hail Mary, but man, this thing was humming at the end. Not many guys can say they're running down that 5:18 late in a race, man. I know it's P2, but how are we feeling about it?
Yeah, pretty good. I think if I'd have mellowed out in 1 and 2 a little bit, I was really good in 3 and 4. I just didn't get off the exit of 2 very well. So, but I'm still happy with it. I mean, I started on the pole. I'd rather won, but these guys are pretty good. So, had a little help there with Randy and Patrick getting together. I don't know exactly what happened, and then Randy got in the fence in front of me, and I don't know if I got into him. I tried to go down, and then all of a sudden he was coming down, and it just kind of came together, I believe. But yeah, overall pretty happy with it.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that contact, and then I saw you, brush the wall there once after. Did the car handle okay after that? Because, on my screen, the damage didn't look bad at all, but you never know. It's all, with the net code and everything. Did the spotter come over? Was everything okay, or were you driving with a damaged car out there?
It did say I had wheel damage, but it didn't feel any different. So, yeah, you know how the net code is. Oftentimes I wonder if there's actually any damage when it says there is.
I would never go against my own spotter. In fact, I'd use that as ammo, and that's all the more impressive that you were as fast as you were at the end, Jack, because, man, like I say, that's, I cheer on Grandy all the time, say how good he is. There are not many guys that run him down at the end of the race, and he doesn't play it safe. So, you were quick at the end. You found something just a little too late. But P2, hell of a run, Jack. You got anybody you want to thank?
Just thank you for the broadcast again, and Coast to Coast for the place to race, and yeah, just everybody for showing up, and hopefully everybody comes and supports the midgets. It's actually a pretty fun class to run. It just doesn't get the car count it should.
Well, hey, dude, I would be there, but normally, and actually, next week I'll probably get away with it because I've been doing another Wednesday night league from my dad, an old man league, but man, I love those midgets. They are a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to this next one. Give them hell, Jack. We'll be rooting for you, and if I don't talk to you again, man, Merry Christmas.
You as well. Thank you, Zach.
Jack Clevenger bringing home P2, and now we made him wait long enough. $100,000. I yelled at you, when I turned this thing on because I confidently said I didn't know you were going to be here. I confidently said, Patrick Spengler's going to win this next race, hands down. And then I load up the session, and I'm staring at your car, and I said, this isn't very fair. And I retracted my statement right away, and knew he was going to have some serious competition. I didn't know you were going to be as quick as you were, man. How comfortable was this thing tonight?
I love Lima Land in any car. I'm pretty good there. It's not top dominant like it used to be. It gets there if the middle goes away, but that seems to be the best way around for the most part. I saw whoever was behind me. I saw him coming towards the end, but I wasn't too worried because there was only a couple laps left.
No, and honestly, I was going to kind of, talk about what you said about how the middle's kind of, top middle-ish is kind of the way to go now, because it seemed like, and you noticed that, you said you saw him reeling you in a little bit, but then if you go back and you actually watch, maybe 1 out of the 3 laps, he would lose so much coming off the outside of 4 that it just seemed like, the risk maybe necessarily not worth it. And did that have a lot to do with why, you're running that top middle, not worried about railing the outside?
Yeah, I almost always try to take the safe way around if I know it's fast enough. I don't like to put myself in, especially against the wall. I'm not the greatest against the wall, so if I don't have to be there, I won't be there.
Well, I don't blame you for that. That concrete, it doesn't move, that's for sure. But, man, that 518 moving tonight, you Started inside of row 2, played it smart there in the heat race. Didn't have to be too aggressive. Even if you were the fastest car, man, you put yourself in a great spot to go out here and win this thing, and that's exactly what you did. Hell of a job, Joe. Congratulations. Who you want to thank?
Aiden over at Raise the Bar, all the guys over at RMDB, Catalytic Recovery, Hinkle Homes, Mad Rabbit, you at Shaggy TV, Eyeline Cinematography, my girlfriend Olivia for letting me do this Christmas Eve, the other guys at Coast to Coast, and you get me doing the broadcast.
Well, hey, Joe, I'm not sure if you're going to go out and play here in the midgets, but if you don't, Merry Christmas, brother, and I hope you enjoy it. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Yeah, I think I'll mess around in the midgets, but don't expect a win from me, that's for sure.
I won't expect to win. I'll be fair, but I probably expect the podium. We'll see who's over there.
All right, man.
Hunter Graham bringing home the win here, and we're going to step away. Couple minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. We'll load up into that other session. I don't know when they'll start. They may even wait until 8:30. I don't know what the deal is. We'll stick around. It's Christmas Eve, man. Crack one open, do what you got to do, and we're about to go watch an awesome midget race. I'm telling you, if you haven't watched the midgets, these things are a lot of fun. They can put on a really good show. You know, you got to be good on the throttle. You can't hammer down like you can in some other things. You got to really work it and puts on some good racing. So let's see what it's got coming up here for, I believe, oh man, Regal Race Wraps. Midgets here, I believe. It's Regal Race Wraps or Flieger Farm TV. We're giving them both because Adam does awesome at both of them. So you know, it's he gets credit for both. But stick around. We'll be back.
It's time for another edition of RSN Trackside, powered by Bob Johnson Auto Group on Rock Sports Network. Kiss on the champion. Trying to be a bit of a hiatus, so let's get.
Right when we talked about it.
outpouring of love was amazing. These dollars had come together to support us, and we realized, no, we didn't want to use them for us. We wanted to use them to help others.
The foundation has done so much for so many people. It helps any family that has somebody, whether it be a crew member or one of the drivers, that get hurt. We can help them to get through the situation.
I was injured in a non-wing sprint car accident that broke my neck and left me with a spinal cord injury. I was in the hospital 8 months, and that got really, really expensive, so having that extra help to help push me and my family forward was a big deal.
I was involved in a pretty gnarly sprint car crash. Found out my brain was swelling and bleeding. Pelvic bone was broken. I had 2 cracked vertebrae on my back, and I was in the ICU a little over a week. The Steve King Foundation reached out to my parents. We received a donation from them. Immediately, they started me on what's called neurofeedback, and insurance did not cover the neurofeedback appointments. So we received another donation from the Steve King Foundation. It really helped a lot, and I just want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to the Steve King Foundation for everything that they have done for me. This last Sunday, I got to turn.
We are back live on the Coast2Coast Racing Network. Sorry, had to edit some cameras. I thought we were at the same track all night. Oh, and as you can see, well, according to the standings, we are at the same track. Let me change it up here. You know what, though? I can't remember. Are we at Lanier Speedway or Lanier? I feel like it's the Lanier National Raceway, right? Let's cheat. No, it's National Speedway. Oh, hey, what's up, Dino?
Nope, just wanted to see how long you got, and I'll go advance. You let me know.
Yeah, no, I'm good. Once I type in the correct track name on the leaderboard, I'm a dummy. I forgot to change it.
Nope, not a problem, man. All right, so I'll go advance, Shaggy.
All right, sounds good. Good luck.
Thanks, brother.
So it is Lanier National Speedway. I could have swore it was a raceway. I would have bet on that, but my bets aren't going very good tonight. Anyways, let's change it on the other one too, even though I probably won't even do race info. But hey, just in case, we'll close that down. My apologies. We'll get ready to go qualifying here. 9 drivers. I don't know if that's going to be one heat race with 9 or if it'll be a 5 and a 4. We'll see. Either way, boys are going to get ready to go out here and play. Chad Lackey going to be the first man out on the racetrack. Let's see what the 66 has. Did I make no, that one sucks. There we go. There we go. I named it wrong. I was in a rush. Chad Lackey barreling down the backstretch here. You can see no wing on the top of these midgets, brother. You got to hold on. You're driving it with the throttle. I'm telling you, there's not even, much turning really going on. You're really just working it with that throttle. You're giving it a little bit of a crank, but you can see the wheels. He never really turns them to the left. You're kind of just driving that thing, wheeling it around. Randy Shreves, does he improve right now? Was at the top of the chart, so did need to improve. He is your quick time. Steve Maurer in the 888 machine. He finds some speed, goes out there and runs P3. Good lap for Steve Maurer. So $100,000 goes out P2. Grandy. Oh, look at that. Newports. Wonder if there's a menthols. Wonder if he's riding the menthol machine. That's what we're gonna call that. We're gonna call it the menthol machine. I'm pretty sure that was the. Or we could call him soft pack. I mean, maybe he's a soft pack kind of guy. There was a while when I was I don't know why I did it to my lungs, but I was trying to be cool like my dad, smoke Marlboro Reds, and they still roll with a soft pack. I don't know if you can get them anymore, but I mean, I feel like you pull out a soft pack, old people just like, I don't mean this, disrespectfully, but old people, they look at you like, man, that guy, he knows what he's doing, They respect the soft pack, as do I. And it looks like we only have one heat race here. So rounding out the field is going to be that 31 of B-Temp, Brandon Templeton, row 4 to the outside, the double 5 of Brian Moore Sr. to the inside, the 66 of Chad Lackey. Row 3 to the top shelf, the 79 of Dean Reynolds to the inside, the 078 of Jack Clevenger. Row 2 to the outside, the 5-6 of Randy Shreves. He was your quick time to the inside, the 518 of $100,000. Joseph Grandy. And row 1 for heat race number 1, your one and only heat race here this evening. To the outside, the 888, excuse me, the 888 of Steve Maurer, starting on the pole, the 89 of Mason Hine. No Brandon Templeton. I'm not sure if B-Temp's here, or, I think he is here. He's probably going to start the feature from last. Would imagine that's the angle he's going for, but I can't verify that. I don't know for sure. But I do know we're about to get ready to go play. Here's the drivers roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The green flag is high. It's time to watch the dirt fly. Your heat race is underway. Maurer looking to take the lead here early. The 888 gets a big run on the outside. Here comes Hot Wheels. 3 wide, top shelf, Randy Shreves. Boy, oh boy, he is a humming. Here comes the Menthol Man. He makes some contact. He gets roughed up on the outside. He spins, falls to the back. B-Temp says, I can start from the pits and catch you guys. That's what I'm trying to do, Shaggy. That is absolutely unbelievable and maybe a little insulting to the rest of the field, as I have suffered from Brandon Templeton's dominance in a midget sprint car. And, it's a humbling thing. I mean, he will take you to church in one of these things, no doubt about it. As Randy Shreves continues to lead the way, he's out front. Steve Maurer, P2, falling off the tail. And with only 2 laps to go, I just don't know if he's got enough time to get there. Off at turn 2, you can see the battle tightening up there between Dino and Clevenger. Dino to the tail tank, but I just don't know if he's got enough time as the white flag waves. Dino looking for a little cut down in that Toyota 79. He goes up, kisses the outside wall, and meanwhile, Randy Shreves, he's driving it into 3 for the final time. Off at turn 4. Give your heat race win to Randy Shreves, Maurer, Hine, Clevenger, Lackey, Reynolds, Moore, Grandy, and Templeton. I'm not clicking away for this warm-up video. That's crazy. We were just at warm-ups about 20 minutes ago before the last video. My bosses at Coast to Coast can yell at me if they want to. We're going to stay right here. I'm going to mute myself. We'll watch some, different camera angles of cars here, but we'll get ready to go play in about 3 minutes. Stick around. Little over 10 seconds before we get ready to roll. And your Regal Wraps Flieger Farm TV Midget Sprint Car A main. Let's get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Rounding out the field, that hammer down racing number 31 of B-Temp, Brandon Templeton, row 4 to the outside, the 518 of 100 grand. Joseph Grandy to the inside, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. Row 3 to the outside, the 79 of Dino. Dean Reynolds to the inside, the 66 of the Canadian Chad Lackey. Row 2 to the outside, the 078 of Jack Clevenger to the inside, the 89 of Mason Hine. And row 1 for your midget sprint car A main to the outside, the 888 of Steve Maurer, and starting on the pole, the 56 of Hot Wheels, Randy Shreves. We roll around here one more time before we get set to go play here at the Lima Land National Speedway. Steve King pace car pulls off. The green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Your A main is underway. Oh, 3, almost 4 wide there in the back. Holy Hannah, it's lap 1, boys. We still got 25 to go. Hang on, hold your breath. We got a long way. There's Mason Hine. Look at him there in the middle. He is just trying to hunker that thing still here. Oh, we see bouncing around. Maurer goes around, stack up. Brandon Templeton up and over. Red Rover. Oh, boy, the 31. He may need some help back over. See if we can figure out here what happened. So Steve Maurer, it looked like he was going to get a little shot there from Clevenger. Maurer maybe coming down as Clevenger's coming up. They're racing hard, and then he goes around. Dino gets collected. B-Temp, he gets the wildest ride out of all of them. I mean, up and over. Oh, man, Brian Moore Sr. He barely makes it through there. B-Temp's going to wish he didn't. Maybe wish he gave him another shot there. Got him back on all fours. Brandon Templeton, though, man, looked like he disappeared there. I don't like the looks of that. I think he gave up. Doesn't think he's going to get, back out there with that toe. And, man, that's tough for Brandon Templeton. We roll down the backstretch here for the final time. Lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace car. Hot Wheels going to drop that hammer and lead us back underway at the Lanier National Speedway. Good jump, man. Look at Chad Lackey on the bottom. He's trying to put the power down. Got a good run here through the center, but not enough. And looky, Joseph Grandy on the outside trying to make some money early in that 518. The Menthol Man rolling on the top shelf in that Newport short 518. Boy, oh boy, Grandy looking mean here. Does he have enough time, to go up there and play with these guys, you ask? Of course he does. 21 laps to go this time by. That is a lifetime in these things. If this thing would happen to stay green, I'm telling you, they'd be beat. These things, they make you work, and that's exactly what the front two happen to do right now. Go the whole way around on the outside. Because right now that bottom, look at how slick she looks. You just cannot find the grip. We got people searching. I mean, Brian Moore Sr. trying to make it work, but in fact, he's going to lose one. Steve Maurer looks to be going around the outside in that 888, and he's going to have him at the line. Dino trying to play a little defense here. Mason Hine trying to swing the baseball bat. The 89 can't get there. Getting close. Going to keep whacking at that cherry tree here. George Washington would be proud. But, man, I don't know. The axe a little dull here. He's going to have to find a way to sharpen that thing. Same thing Grandy's going through here. Clevenger there sends it in a little deep there. Maybe playing defense from the 518. Almost gets into your leader. He's running that slide job line. That'll work until he gets a little closer to that Hot Wheels machine. As you see, man, he's almost going up there and, maybe trying to play tag there with Hot Wheels, but not able to get there just yet. But, man, Jack Clevenger, he is pulling at the rope. He is trying to reel him in. Mason Hines still stuck in no man's land behind Dino. Can't really find a way underneath. And Steve Maurer, he got around Brian Moore Sr. Remember, he was running second there. Did well in the heat race. But that contact sent him to the back. And it looks like he's pretty quick. But right now, everybody needs to go to that outside. So unless the guy in front of you makes a mistake, just don't know how you're going to get there. Unless you're willing to go for a big send, which has to be popping up there in Clevenger's head. I mean, you can almost see the devil on his shoulder from here telling him, you got to go for it. We're running out of time. You're coming to 12 laps to go. Shaggy's running out of oxygen, too. I mean, we got to make this move. There he goes, back down to the inside. We're trying to tempt him. I don't know if it's going to work, but he continues to swing in that Diet Pepsi machine. Reels him in, gets close. We're approaching lap traffic this time by. That is Steve Maurer. So how do your leaders handle lap traffic? This could become a factor. We're going to have 10 to go this time by as we go off of 4. Boy, oh boy, Jack Clevenger. Man, oh man, swinging Thor's hammer here. Look at that. Goes up, almost touches the wall. Diamond's right back down to the bottom. I mean, I don't know if this thing's straight the whole way around it. And that's what makes the 078 wicked fast right now. I mean, boy, oh boy, like a bat out of hell. I do not want to be Randy Shreves right now. I mean, he's got to be hearing it. He's got to be, he's got to be getting fazed by that a little bit. Now Clevenger goes up to the outside. He goes, I'm going to tippy toe now. I'm going to reel you in at the end of the straightaway here. He's absolutely walking the dog upstairs. Boy, oh boy, unhook the leash, Clevenger. Slide job battle for the lead. 7 laps to go. Shreves underneath, going to cut a rug. We're side by side. Randy not going to have the momentum to cut him off here. Jack Clevenger takes the lead. 6 laps to play. Diet Pepsi leading the way. Grandy saw the layout there, but now Randy Shreves, he goes, well, if you guys are up there, I can do it too. 5 laps to go. Going to go upstairs and protect, and now Grandy head in the hand, or palm, and he's heading to palms there. Just wondering, oh, man, you couldn't have stayed down there 1 or 2 more laps. Let me get the P2. The answer is, of course not. Jack Clevenger, he has got that thing rolling, but really, since Randy, has kind of gotten in the shadow here, Clevenger hasn't pulled away as much as he would have liked, I don't think. And with 3 laps to go this time by, Randy Shreves not out of this thing just yet. Dino still holding off her. Yeah, no, that's not Chad Lackey. That's Steve Maurer, so he has definitely held off Chad Lackey. Chad falling off the pace here. 2 laps to go. Top 3 under the blanket here at Lanier National Speedway. Clevenger playing defense, throws that slider line. He's going to kiss the wall. Randy Shreves, can Hot Wheels get underneath? Not this time. White flag waves. 1 lap to play. It is on. We are throwing haymakers here. Clevenger trying to defend. Hot Wheels going to go down to the bottom. Can he sneak underneath? Side by side. Final time. Off of turn 4. Give it to Jack Clevenger. He takes the win. Randy Shreves, P2. The Newport Short, a.k.a. $100,000, rounding out the podium, and that is how we wrap up Christmas Eve here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Boy, oh boy, what a run. Congrats to those guys. I mean, you can't ask for much more than that. Side-by-side finish at the line when you only got the 9. I mean, that is, we were hoping and praying for that, and we got it. We got that and more. What a finish here. And we'll see if we can't, maybe talk to the 518 of Joseph Grandy. Do I have my Zoom camera? Oh, phew. I was worried I didn't have my Zoom camera. And we'll see if we can't pull him up. I'm sure he's ready to go. We got the Newport short man in here, Joseph Grandy. What a run, dude. I told you I'd be talking to you again. You got it going on the outside. And, I mean, I'm not sure if you were talking to Randy at all, but, man, he sealed the bag shut on you just in time because, if you could have got around him, I think, you maybe could have played around with Jack. That thing looked fast tonight. Talks to us about it.
Yeah, I felt like I was the fastest towards the end there. I kind of threw that slider a little too early and lost so much momentum there. It took me too long to catch up to those guys again, but not too bad for running these things a few times a year. They're fun. Just usually when I have an 8 o'clock league, that's a little more important that I run.
Yeah, I don't blame you. We all got things going on, but it's nice to be able to come out and play in these things every now and then. And I mean, there's such a unique car, without having the wing on it. You can watch now. You really don't turn left much, man. You really steer this thing with the throttle. I mean, is that what it feels like to you inside the car as well?
Yeah, I mean, I have experience in like the 410 non-wing, so this is so much easier than 410 non-wing. So it's got me. It's pretty quickly comfortable in it. It just took a few laps, but yeah, I mean, you just turn it right a little bit towards when you get towards the turn, and then catch the cushion there and just ride it around.
Well, man, we're a couple hours away, but a pretty good night for you here. 2 podiums. Christmas coming a little early. Congratulations on the great night. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, again, Aiden over at Raise the Bar, all the guys over at RMDB, Catalytic Recovery, Hinkle Homes, Mad Rabbit, Highlight Cinematography, Shaggy TV. Let's see who I got there. Wicked Raps. He does all my raps. Does an awesome job. Girlfriend Olivia, all the guys at Coast to Coast, and you man for doing a broadcast, and have a Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you and Olivia, Joe. Congratulations on the great run.
Thanks, man. Joseph
Grandy bringing home P3, and now we're going to talk to Randy Shreves, who, boy, oh boy, man, this thing, it seemed like you were going to be the guy, and then all of a sudden the outside started to roll, and, I mean, he had hummed behind you for how many laps, but then the thing that, I mentioned on the broadcast, Randy, once he gets around you, that's why I always say second place car is faster, man. You kind of picked it up. You realized what he was doing, and, man, he could not lay off. I mean, a side-by-side finish, what more can you ask for, dude? What a run. How do we feel about the P2?
Honestly, I don't feel bad. That was that was a hell of a race. Definitely got my adrenaline pumping. Yeah, I mean, like you said, he got me there on the top, and being out front, it's kind of hard to figure out that line, and just because they're figuring it out and you're trying to lead the race, and it just makes it that much harder. And then I noticed he passed me on the top, so I kind of followed him around, and just tried to make it work, try to make a last second move, and almost worked. But, definitely put on a good show for everybody. So, that's all that matters. And pick up a podium on top of that. You can't beat that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, too. You can kind of hear it in my voice. Going into 3, when you followed him in there on the bottom, I all but wrote you off, man. But, dude, you found a little grip there and made it interesting. Was there anything else you think you could have done to get him? Or, I mean, because I'm going to be honest with you, Randy, it looked like you got all of it and then some. Maybe he needed to make a little mistake, but that was a lot more interesting than I thought it was going to be. Did you surprise yourself even?
Yeah, I mean, I seen that there was a little something down there, just didn't know if it was enough to make it work. And tried everything I could, but Jack didn't make any mistakes. Probably if he would have made a mistake, I could have gotten him. But he ran a flawless race, and congrats to him on that victory.
Yeah, man, and well, congrats to you on an amazing podium there. I mean, you had to work hard for that, getting back, searching for the lead, but man, just came up short. Hell of a job on the P2. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody at Coast to Coast, Zach for broadcasting this thing. My son Dylan Street for painting my cars. My buddy Mike McCoy for watching. My boss Jeff Spann and his wife and everybody, and just everybody involved with the thing. And I think that's it.
Well, Randy, Merry Christmas to you and the Shreves family, brother. Can't wait to talk to you again and enjoy it.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, brother.
Randy Shreves bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the man of the hour. I'll tell you what, man. You had that thing humming, I mean, I'd mentioned to him, a lot of times car in second is quicker, and, you can kind of search a little bit. You can take risks that, maybe the leader's not willing to take, and, man, you went up to the outside at the right time, Jack. Did you know it was going to be there?
Randy was so fast to start the night, like he out-qualified us by 2 or 3 tenths and then was quick in the heat race, and I was like, all right, I got to figure out what Randy's doing, and then just kind of went out and hot laps and was pretty decent, around the top. I'm like, all right, might kind of come in, and just, I usually I'm pretty good at rolling the bottom at Lanier, but it was gone, so I figured the top was the only place to be.
Now, obviously, some events happen, you get to the outside, then he starts reeling you back in. Now, how aware are you of that, when you're in the car? Because, I mean, I know the way, you were rolling, you probably thought, hey, I'm going to pull away from him a little bit. But then, I mentioned second place car, sometimes faster. He gets to cheat off you, saw what you were doing, then he gets to improve. So how aware were you, coming down there into 3 and 4 that he was right there and going to be underneath you coming to the line?
I could definitely hear him, I just, I started protecting there. Once I got by him, I think the last 5 laps I was sliding myself, and I was going to make it where he had to drive around me and cut underneath to get by me, or whatever he had to do. But I knew he was there at the end. I heard him. So,
well, Jack, I mean, probably the best finish of the night, man, and you put on a show there. Only 1 caution flag, so not a lot of rest. You got to move and groove. Not easy to do in these things, and you earned this one tonight. Congratulations on a hell of a win, man. Who you want to thank?
I want to apologize to Joe. I don't know if, there was nothing intentional there. I don't know if I was coming up and he was coming down or what happened. We met in the middle, whatever. But, I don't ever want to race that way. I hate getting crashed, and I hate crashing guys. So I want to apologize to him and everybody else that kind of screwed over there. But once again, thank you guys for the broadcast, and Coast to Coast for the place to race.
Well, hey, hell of a run, man. Merry Christmas. Can't wait to talk to you again, Jack.
Thanks, Zach.
Jack Clevenger brings home the win here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network, and we bring Hometown Heroes to a close. I shut this down, and, well, I go watch some Christmas movies with my wife. I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas, safe travels, and, man, enjoy some good food from me. I'm Zach Chapman from Shaggy TV, saying so long. Have a good night.